Oh, well. Look at us Mets fans. We were so lucky on Tuesday night. We all got a taste of the Mets opening day lineup. Oh, boy. So, how'd it go? How'd it go? Well, let's analyze that opening day lineup because I'm not so sure it's going to be the opening day lineup. There's something that stands out right in the middle of the lineup that I just don't like at all. I don't know if it has something to do with the new approach, analytics approach of David Stearns and a new mentality, but I'm not all for it right now. I'm really not all for it. Okay, before we get into the video, if you could just do all the good stuff, like, subscribe, stick around. We got a lot of great baseball videos to come. And of course, we got the season coming up. Opening day is just around the corner. What is it? 8 days away now? 9 days? Okay. We got baseball coming up. Good news. Good news. We're all excited over here. And everybody's in first place as of now. So that's good news if you're a Mets fan. Okay. So let's get to the lineup. The Tuesday night lineup featured Brandon Nimmo leading off, Francisco Lindor at number 2, Pete Alonso in the number 3 position, Jeff McNeil, the squirrel, batting 4th. Welcome back, Jeff. Number 5, we have Starling Marte. Number 6, we have Francisco Alvarez. Number 7, Brett Beatty. Number 8, Mark Vientos. And number 9, Harrison Bader. Okay, so what are my initial impressions of this lineup? Um, and I'll tell you, I've been trying to solve this problem all off season, and we all know the easy fix. The easy thing to do would be to sign JD Martinez. Now, I don't know if David Stearns is looking for that challenge and he wants to put a good team together using not a lot of money and not signing like that extra pitcher and not signing that easy solution, JD Martinez. Okay, let's assume that Stearns wants the challenge. He wants the challenge. And I'll tell you what about David Stearns. The lineup that we go into the season with and the pitching rotation we go into the season with, that doesn't mean it's going to be the same throughout. In fact, I think there are going to be many reiterations of the lineup and many reiterations of the pitching rotation. It's going to be about matchups this year. It really is. And we're going to be about playing the young kids. Okay, back to the lineup. Brandon Nimmo, all right. I'm gonna say, I've suggested moving him down in the lineup, but let's just say this lineup, I'm gonna be okay with number 1 and number 2. So Brandon Nimmo on the top of the lineup, Francisco Lindor, who provides a lot of on-field value. Okay, good. I like him in the number 2. Pete Alonso, I can see why the New York Mets would want Pete Alonso in the number 3 position. You want to get him in the first inning. You want to get Pete more at bats. I could see it. I could see it. But the whole thing about Pete Alonso and providing him with the best opportunity as possible this year was to provide him protection. Now, Jeff McNeil did protect Pete Alonso quite often last year. And if you look at his OPS, Jeff McNeil batting in the 5th position did horrible. Did horrible. And if you look at Jeff McNeil's career, Jeff McNeil does or did the best when he batted 1st or he batted 8th. So Jeff McNeil obviously doesn't have a lot of experience batting 4th. In fact, I don't remember when he was batting 4th. I don't know if this is going to be indicative of what we're going to do going into the season, but the fact that Jeff McNeil is protecting Pete in this position, I'm just really not crazy about. The only thing is, and this is another outside the box theory to this lineup, and this could be the way David Stearns is looking at it. This is the way we used to build lineups, softball lineups. When our teams used to play. Brandon Nimmo's the leadoff guy. Francisco Lindor is batting 2nd. Pete Alonso is batting 3rd. And essentially, remember I said Jeff McNeil obviously did good in a leadoff position. He had a high OPS. He had a high on base. And I actually was advocating him in the leadoff position. This is actually a 2nd leadoff. Jeff McNeil batting number 1. Starling Marte batting 2. Francisco Alvarez batting 3. So you essentially have 2 1-2-3 lineups. I know this is a little outside the box thinking, but there are some folks that believe you can build your lineup like this. So, okay. Then we go to logically, Brett Beatty is batting 7th, Mark Vientos is batting 8th, and Harrison Bader Okay, he's a slap hitter guy. He's batting ninth. He's also got speed. So, him and Nimmo at the top and bottom of the lineup, that's not bad with the two kind of power guys. Actually, three power guys. You have Alvarez, you have Beatty, you have Vientos. I'm not obviously crazy about this lineup. I think the lineup needs a lot of work. I don't think this is going to be the starting lineup for the duration of the season. That's why I'm not going to go crazy about it. Um, I'm going to keep referring back. It could be an easier solution as, you know, signing a guy like Jaden Martinez. I just don't think Cohen and Stearns feels the value is there. You don't want to give a guy 30 million, 25 million with the luxury tax. If we weren't over the luxury tax threshold, I think it would be a viable option. But with the luxury tax threshold, David Stearns is a guy who's all about value, and he doesn't see the value there. He really doesn't see the value there. Now, another thing that I just wanted to comment on is the opening rotation. The rotation was just announced recently, and I don't even have it here, but I basically know it off memory. It's only five guys: Quintana, Severino, Manaya, Hauser, and congratulations to Mr. Tyler McGill. He made the number fifth spot in the rotation. He was fighting it out with Jose Buto, and I got to say, Jose is going to see some time in the major leagues. He has improved tremendously from last year. His pitchers, I mean, they seem to be exploding in the zone this year. I mean, what was his earned run average? I mean, he did phenomenal in spring. He really did phenomenal in spring. Let's see. Do I have it here? I probably have. I have it here. Jose Buto pitch in 4 games. He had a .90 earned average, a total of 10 innings pitched, a 1.1 whip. So, I mean, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. 9 strikeouts in 10 innings. So, again, with a .90 ERA. So, not a bad spring for Jose. Tyler McGill, who won the fifth spot. Just so you know, he had the most innings pitched in the spring training, 15.2 innings pitched. He went 1-2 with a 3.45 earned run average. He struck out 16 guys in 15 innings, surrendered 12 hits with a whip of 1.02. So I mean, we're gonna see. Tyler McGill has looked good thus far, and he's a guy I think he deserves a chance. He really does, and I think that's what was really kind of assessed. Tyler McGill had a good spring. His stuff looks good. I mean, he's a guy who's been with the Mets the last couple of years, and I think he does deserve a spot. And, when Kodai Senga comes back, it looks like he's going to be the guy that gets bumped out of the rotation. But let's see. Tyler McGill gets a chance really to prove himself. He has an opportunity here. Does he seize the moment? He's had opportunities before, and he hasn't. So he has a golden opportunity now. Whether Kodai Senga is out a month or maybe 2, he has 5, 6 starts to prove us. Maybe even more. Maybe 8, 9 starts. Hopefully not that many, but we will see. I mean, you know what? If he does good, I gotta give him credit. You never know. If he does good, there is potential there, and that's why he's been getting a chance. The rest of the guys, Adrian Hauser, he's actually looked pretty decent this spring, kind of surprised me a bit. His ERA is not the best, a 5.25 ERA, 0.83 whip. He hasn't been giving up many hits. He's been hurt because he's given up 2 home runs, but in 12 innings pitched, he's only given up 9 hits. So that's less than a hit per inning. And like I said, he gave up 2 home runs, which kind of really hurt his ERA. But has a good whip, has a good batter's average against. But I gotta say, at the end of the day, I am most impressed with Sean Manaea. I really am. I mean, he pitched the other day. I believe he struck out the side in the first innings, and he's really looking sharp. He's getting the ball up to 96 miles per hour. So whatever he picked up last year in Driveline, he's a guy who's traditionally 2, 3, 4 years ago, he was average fastball was at around 92, 93 miles per hour. So now his average fastball is like 94 point something, so almost 95. He's hitting 96, sometimes even 97 miles per hour. He's got that sweeper to go along with it, and you see how he's using it. His control is getting better. Sean Manaea is a guy, I've said this about Peterson in the past, but I really like Sean Manaea. I like his stuff. I mean, he's a 96, 97 mile per hour lefty. How many times have we had that? I mean, a couple years ago, we were going Google Gaga for Steven Matz. Steven Matz was a guy who threw 94, 95 miles per hour. This is a guy who throws even harder than Steven Matz. So and it has a better slider. So, or slurve, whatever they call it. So I'm really excited about Manaea, I gotta say. So that's really my assessment of the rotation. Nothing crazy right now. I'm not going crazy about, this is not all world here, but like I said, we're really going to go matchups. We are really going to go matchups. And I just wanted to mention one thing. Somebody mentioned that the Steve Cohen regime has been an abject failure. And I know Steve Cohen guaranteed that World Series, but if you really look at like the totality of it, I believe Steve Cohen win-loss record since he's bought the team, I thought I saw it was 20 games over 500. But you know what? I don't think I included the COVID year. Okay. So I just included the last 3 seasons, and it has the Mets 20 games over 500. Obviously, in 2022, the Mets were 40 games over 500, so that put a big dent in their record. The top player in each of the last 3 years, if anybody was interested, Francisco Lindor had the highest WAR in 2023. Then it was the Squirrel in 2022. He had a 5.7, top WAR considered from Baseball Reference, and then it was Jacob DeGrom. Jacob DeGrom was actually the top player WAR-wise 2021, 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2015. So obviously we miss Jake. We'd love to have Jake leading our rotation, but guys get old. What are you gonna do? Guys get old. Guys get old. So, and that's what we need to do. We need to build the next wave of prospects, and that's where I had my last video about all the young guys, fireballers that we have coming on. All right, so that's my quick assessment of the lineup, my quick assessment of the rotation. And, I'm not going to get too crazy about it. I'm just really not, because I think it's going to change. It's just going to be based on matchups. And I think we're going to mix and match a lot of young guys. And I see David Stearns as always making moves to get incrementally better. If there's an opportunity to make a small trades here, large trades there, I could definitely see David Stearns as a guy who's going to be wheeling and dealing. And think of it this way, folks. He wants to impress his boss. He does. He definitely wants to impress his boss in his first full season. I wholeheartedly believe that. So drop a comment, like, subscribe. We got opening day coming up. I will talk to you very, very soon. Let's go Mets. Have a great day. Bye.